McDonald's. Culver's.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another fantastic edition of the Buccateers podcast. I'm your host, Tampa. Welcome alongside co-host Buccaneers Stunna in the building. We'll bring him in here shortly. He's on the road right now, so he'll be in and out perhaps, but we hope to have him in more than out. Obviously, that's the lovely technology we face nowadays, though. You never know with these internet uncertainties. It seems as if they're crazier than ever, and he's bringing his daughter to volleyball, so good luck to his daughter in her matchup today or whatever may arise there. And we should have Dean Jensen, father of Ryan Jensens, joining us as well at the 1:30 time slot. 1:30. We should have Dean Jensen on to talk about Ryan and the Bucs, but either way, even if he's unavailable to join us, we understand it's a Saturday. People get busy. It's still going to be a real fun episode because we got a Sunday night showdown with the Saints, who we haven't been able to scratch and claw a victory against since 2018, and we have a chance to lock up the division for the first time since 07. So there's really a lot to talk about. And without further ado, we're going to bring in Stunna now. Stunna, how the hell are you? And which of those would you more say would be more exciting to you? Locking up the division for the first time since 07 or beating the Aints for the first time since 2018?
All right.
And it seems like we may have lost Stunna a little bit here, which is okay because he is on the go. But nonetheless, we'll keep on fighting here. We'll keep on trucking. Once again, Stunna is on the road. But I'd say I'm excited for personally myself. If I had a guess, I'd say division, since it's been so long. It's been since 2007 since we have won the division. I mean, it has been since 2018 since we've beaten the Saints, so that's been a long time too. But we play them twice a year. I think it's our chance to perhaps get the best of them this time around. Hopefully, not winning the division since 07 has been a side in my thorn, or a thorn in my side, I should say. It's been uneasy. 14 years almost now since we've won a division title. There's been teams like the Texans and Jaguars that do have division, and we're joined by Ann Chamberlain. Go Bucs, go Bucs, Ann! Indeed, we got a big one on Sunday, Ann. I wonder what you'll be doing for that game. I'm gonna be home in my man cave, in my Bucs cave, chilling with my pops and maybe my brother or just some family and friends watching the football game. Like we were talking about, it's a big one, Ann. It's Sunday night football against the Saints. Division not only on the line. If we win, we clinch the division. If the Saints win, they're right in the thick of the playoff picture again. And obviously, we want to do whatever we can to keep the Saints out of the playoff race. So that'll be huge coming into this one. It's kind of like Georgia playing Alabama. Georgia didn't want to let Alabama in. We don't want to let the Saints in the playoffs. I hate the Saints. We haven't beat them since 2018 in the regular season. We beat them in the playoffs last year, obviously, which ultimately led us to getting to our Super Bowl. So, and it's a big one. So buckle up. I hope you're going to be watching this Sunday. I know Stunna will be. I know I will be. I know a lot of us will be. Let's see if we regain Stunna here. Stunna, are you with us right now, my friend? I think we're still having some audio troubles with Stunna here, it seems. So we'll hope to get that figured out before the end of the episode. But nonetheless, the Buccateers will keep trucking. We're going to keep bringing you today's episode. We do have Dean Jensen joining us, Ryan's father. But there's a lot of things to look out for in this game. Sean Payton down and out with COVID. How is that going to affect this one? How is that going to play a factor in this one? Will that play a role? Jamel Dean's probably out again. He had an illness last game. So our secondary, for whatever reason, it seems as if we have all the potential in the world. We have Carlton Davis back there. We have SMB back there. We have Jamel Dean back there. We have Richard Sherman back there. We have a lot of players back there, but we can't stay healthy. It's kind of been a turnstile in terms of health. So it's going to be interesting to see. The two things I'm watching out for is the health of the Bucs secondary and how can that be a factor down the stretch. I mean, Richard Sherman, when he plays, he makes plays. He did have an interception last week. He was on the field for 97, 98% of the plays in his first couple games when we literally signed him on a Wednesday.
That?
Are you here, Stunna? Stunna? I heard a word from Stunna, but I haven't heard since. But Stunna, we were just talking about how this Sunday, what do you think is more important, Sean Payton getting COVID or well, there goes Stunna. So it is me right now. We'll see if Stunna could come back in. Once again, he is on the road having technical difficulties, but Sean Payton having COVID is perhaps the Saints' biggest loss right now. I know they have Taysom Hill. Hill's been a threat both on the ground, not really in the air as much on the ground, but Taysom Hill is perhaps one of the best, if not the best, scrambling quarterbacks in the league right now. Lamar's obviously a very good one. There's plenty of good ones around the league. Dak Prescott, Mahomes. There's a lot of good running quarterbacks around. Josh Allen, we faced a great one last week. He could be the best as well. Taysom Hill, his mainstay is running the football. So if you could contain Taysom, if you could take your linebackers, man up on Taysom, either have Devin White or Levante, try and spy Taysom as good as you can. Sean Payton's not going to be there, so their offensive game plan won't be as superb as it usually will. I know the technology nowadays, I know Sean Payton will still factor in. I know he'll get his calls to the sideline and whatnot. But at the end of the day, when you're a coach who's not on the sideline, you're not going to have the same ability to take over a ball game as you usually do, okay? So I don't think the Saints play calling is as premium this week without Sean Payton. Dennis Allen will be coaching. He is a good defensive coach. Don't get me wrong, but it's the same coach who, when he was coaching the Raiders, Doug Martin had a career day against. So there is a path for the Bucs to beat him, and we do have Stunna back. Perhaps we'll see if Stunna can hear us. Stunna, can you hear us this time around?
Loud and clear. What's going on, buddy? I missed your question.
No, you're good, my friend. I was kind of just talking. Do you think Sean Payton being out of this game with COVID is a bigger factor, or do you think the Bucs secondary still struggling to get healthy and on the field? Which one of these do you play? Which one of these play a bigger factor into Sunday's outcome? Sean Payton not being there, or the Bucs secondary still being hurt or suspended?
I think the secondary is a bigger factor. You know, coaches coach and players play, and basically all the coaches are responsible for is the preparation. Plus, we saw how Dallas performed last week with an interim coach. So it's you know, I think a bigger factor is the players on the field. I know last time that we played them, their quarterback number 2 threw a touchdown against Ross Cockrell, and he's back to playing that nickel role. So I'm sure that they'll find a way to try to isolate him and get the one-on-one versus him. But, you know, the best way to prevent that is not let him in the red zone, and our defense got to play harder, especially against the run, which is something that we kind of lacked this year. So I would like to see us go back to that run stuff and defense that we're used to, and where we as Buc fans are accustomed to seeing. And I would love to see us come out and dominate this team and put up a lot of points, something we haven't been able to do a whole lot of against them.
Yeah, and we've seen it last week. You know, Josh Allen was very effective on the ground against us. Devin Singletary, only a handful of carries, but very effective on the ground against us. Buffalo had their way with us. I know it was later in the game, so the Bucs were playing more off perhaps, but that let Buffalo back in the game, letting up some of those big runs. And Josh Allen, good running quarterback. Taysom Hill, good running quarterback coming up. So I agree with you. Our secondary health is going to be a big factor down the stretch, especially our safeties when it comes to running quarterbacks, because I think three out of our four corners could stay healthy now, hopefully. But right now, obviously, we're without Dean. So, like you said, Cockrell's going to have to step up, and that might not be too well for us if Sherman can't go either. So, yeah, Stunna, what say you on bigger factor, winning division since '07 or beating the Saints since 2018?
I definitely think winning the division is a bigger factor. I want to beat the Saints because I hate them. It's a trash organization with a trash fan base. But I would just, for us, it's about getting the playoffs, getting that home playoff field, game, bringing the excitement back to the Bay Area, to Tampa Bay. Having that playoff atmosphere in the city. That's a bigger issue to me than anything that the Saints do, because we don't really respect the Saints anyway. So we definitely want to beat them. It's exciting to beat them, but at the end of the day, it's about getting that home playoff game. Plus, both our Super Bowls, we were swept by that trash organization. So, things happen for a reason, but we have to focus on making plays and our commitment to excellence.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think that it's definitely more important to have a home playoff game for sure, than rather beating the Saints. We can get two for the price of one with this one. Obviously, the important lies to me for winning the division, getting that home playoff game for the first time since '07, because although the Super Bowl was in our stadium, technically not a home game, although it kind of is a home game. But nonetheless, this is a Bucs opportunity for the first time with the playoff game since 2007. We'll see if that could be done. If they win, they clinch the NFC South on Sunday, and they'd be the first team in the NFL to clinch their division this year as well. So how crazy would that be, folks? If you're Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we're the first team to clinch your division this season. Okay, check mark. If they were to knock off the schneid of not winning a division title for the first time since 2007, check mark. And in the regular season, for the first time since 2018, they're able to beat the Saints. We could get all three of those things done for the price of one this Sunday. I think that would result in quite the epic night in Tampa. I think that the city would be electric, as Stunna joins us here again. I think that the city would be electric. I think that people would be excited. I think that a lot of people would, be pumped up and ready to roll in Tampa if that were to happen, if we get the clean sweep of those three things. So we'll see how that goes on Sunday. It's going to be a big one. I'm ready for it. A lot riding on the line. Again, scrambling quarterbacks. Unsure how Bucks D will play against those. You never know. It could go either way. We did a little bit better of a job adjusting beginning of the season against him, and then later on in the year, um, Josh Allen had his way with us last week. So we are expecting Dean Jensen to be joining us at 12 or at 1:30. He was supposed to. We'll see if he's running a little late or what happened there. Jay from Bucks Life Media set this one up, so hopefully this is still looking good.
The
We'll see
question
here.
I have for Dean is Ryan going to want to re-sign with us, or is he going to test free agency?
Yeah, and I'd love to ask that as well. I guess hopefully that the answer would ultimately be re-signed, because Jensen has been one of those things where he's been a mainstay in the Bucks offensive line, and he's been a big improvement for the Bucks offensive line and a big part of that. But he's a free agent at the end of the year, and we have a lot of free agents coming up at the end of the year. So how the money goes on that, we got to allocate our money and resources in interesting ways, perhaps towards year's end. Ryan Jensen, we'd love to have him back, and he'll be really high in that priority list. It'll probably be him right up there with the likes of Carlton Davis and Chris Godwin in tier one. And as far as that goes, if he will be here next year, I'd love to ask Dean if he could help us out with that. But we're still waiting on the arrival. Nonetheless, we're gonna have a fun episode of the Buccateers. Again, we're only here until 2 Eastern, so we got some good stuff to talk about. And Stunna, I want to get your opinion. We've seen news circulating. Antonio Brown and Mike Edwards both have posted Instagram videos in the Bucs facility. They're practicing in the Bucs facility, which means nothing but good things, in my opinion. It bodes very well, in my opinion, for both of these gentlemen to be back with the Buccaneers. And after Bruce's stance on it, I feel like he thinks, you know, asymptomatic players should be able to play with the virus. So I feel like his stance perhaps is an open one for AB and Edwards returning into the soccer room. What say you? And we may have lost Stunna here for a minute, but I'll get my opinion on that while we try and get Stunna back in here. Um, I think that AB and Edwards will be back. I know there's still some people uncertain about that because their suspension doesn't end until after Sunday night. So there's no
I see
point.
no reason why AB and Edwards should not return to our team. They're both leaders. They both help us win the championship. They got sabotaged by some ruthless media members on a agenda.
I agree. I agree with that completely, Stunna. I think that both should be back with this football team. And you're taking big hits if that you don't have Antonio Brown and Mike Edwards on your team. These are guys, nothing against John Franklin who got caught for the COVID card. But unlike him, these are guys who could hop onto a team, make a big difference right away. And Antonio Brown going to a team like the Packers or going to a team like the 49ers, teams would sign this guy right away, implement him into their lineup. He'd instantly help him in the playoffs. Same with Mike Edwards. I know Antonio Brown's the one more of the smoke and gun here to the media. Oh, he's done things before. But you know, I think that they should both be back, and I hope that they're both back. And they were both at the practice facility yesterday, so to me, that bodes very well for their future. And I agree with Stunna; they should both be back completely. Some media seems to be driving them out of town, which I understand. It's their job to do to make stories and write stories and whatnot, but it's not their job to drive a player out of town. And it seems like there is a mini divide in that right now going on in this entire thing. So we'll see what happens. Stunna is joining us again. I'm trying to get with Jay from Bucks Life to see what's going on with Dean. I usually set up our guests, ladies and gentlemen. This one wasn't through me, so my apologies if this one does fall through. Haven't heard back from Jay about this, but Stunna and I are with you guys for about 24 more minutes here. Stunna, I know I agree with you. A lot of people agree with us on Antonio Brown and Mike Edwards. I'm really excited to see this offensive potential now with Brashad Perriman in the mix. I mean, Perriman only had one reception last week, but it was that huge reception against Buffalo to walk it off for us to win us the game. And now we got Stunna joining us again here. Stunna, how we doing? Could you hear us? Well, Stun is with us visibly, but we're still having audio troubles. But nonetheless, Brashad Perriman had that walk-off touchdown last week. Atmosphere in Tampa was electric. Yeah, and
Yeah,
Chamberlain
you're in and
comment.
out, but I got you.
All right, yeah, no worries. And Chamberlain comments. Atmosphere was electric Sunday. Yeah, and it was. It was really fun to watch. I was there actually. Stunna was there actually. My pops, and my mom was there, and my brother was there. So it was a really good time. It was really fun to be there. And it was really. I've been to three really fun Bucks games this season. I can't complain. I've been to Bucks Dolphins where the Bucks had that breakout game with Antonio Brown behind their breakout offense. The Bucks ended up whomping on Miami a little bit that game. I was lucky enough to be at Bucks at Colts. That was a true battle in that one. The Colts played a heck of a game. They were up double digits on us. It took us Tom Brady's will to come back and beat the Colts in that one. And then I was at Bucks Bills, really what some people predicted as a Super Bowl or, like a playoff atmosphere. You heard Gronk and Brady all week talk about it as such, just a playoff game at that. And it really did feel like one there. And there were a ton of Bills fans there. And I'm expecting this week a lot of Bucks fans to be in attendance against the Saints. I know that Sunday Night Football, you could clinch the division and whatnot. That ticket is probably a really hot item for Bucks fans right now. I would imagine the stadium being red. I know they're trying to have a red out on Sunday. Multiple reports tweeted, but it's a lot of red any Sunday in Tampa. Stunna, what say you on this Sunday? You think a lot of Bucks fans show up for Sunday Night Football?
Yeah, I think a lot of Bucks fans are going to be there, and also when I looked at the tickets, I saw there was a lot of resale tickets available, which tells me that a lot of New Orleans fans might have bought their tickets when they went on single game, and now they're trying to sell them. They don't want to make the trip up to Tampa. They don't want to come into our stadium and be obnoxious jerks like they usually are. So it's kind of funny that all those tickets are for resale. So I do expect a ruckus scene where more Bucks fans are in attendance than trash Saints fans.
Yeah, I think that we'll get more Bucks fans as well. I think that it's going to be one of those things where Bucks fans will actually come ready to play amp or ready to cheer on their team, amped to cheer on their team, excited. I mean, when the Bucks scored that touchdown last Sunday, that stadium erupted. Whether no matter how many Bills fans were there at the end of the day, I'd like to see the ticket crunches. Um, you know, it was just crazy. No matter the percentage of Bucks fans, it was just literally insane. It was wild. It was awesome to be there. I'm expecting Sunday when the Bucks win, that stadium to be erupting, that stadium to go crazy. I expect a big, big, big sigh of relief from the fans. Is like I said earlier, we're gonna do three things at once in that one. We're going to beat the Saints for the first time since 2018. We're going to win the division for the first time since 2007. We're going to win a primetime game. It'll be a lot of good things. And, Bucks are competing for that one seed right now. So we're going to be ready to rock and roll here. We hope the Packers lose to Baltimore. The Bucks have to hope for that. We got to start rooting against a lot of these NFC top teams, such as Arizona and Green Bay, to continue to lose. Right now, the Bucks control their own destiny of being the number 2 seed in the NFC. The number 1 seed, they need a Packers loss. They need that big time. So in order for the Bucks to get the 1 seed, it's only possible if the Packers lose one of their games. And we'll go over the Packers schedule here quickly. Um, let's go over that here quickly. Once again, they play Baltimore, and that is this Sunday. The Packers are at Baltimore, 4:25 Eastern time. Even without Lamar, that's not the easiest of games. It's not an easy game by any means. So that's an opportunity for this weekend. If the Bucks win, if they beat the Saints, Packers could lose at Baltimore with or without Lamar. That's a tough game. Then Packers host the Browns. So that's another tough game. The Browns are still in the thick of things in the AFC playoff picture. The Browns game got pushed back against the Raiders, which, by the way, NFL's doing screwy things. Who would have thought Roger Goodell doing screwy things? That's 2 peas in a pod right there. But nonetheless, Browns, now they're going to be a little more healthy heading into that game against Vegas. They're going to get some of their power back for Vegas, at least Keenum or Mayfield, in my opinion. Maybe some, other star power as well, as the Browns just got decimated by COVID. But they could have fielded a team. Their defense had some holes in it, but they still could have fielded a team today. They were supposed to play against Vegas. That gets pushed back to Monday now. That gives the Browns a good chance of beating Vegas. Now the Browns are favorites again. Vegas went from underdogs to favorites to underdogs again. I think the Browns could win that game now. And then that's going to even motivate them more against Green Bay. So Green Bay's got back-to-back tough games this Sunday, or tomorrow against Baltimore. And then that game is actually a week from Saturday on Christmas, that Browns-Packers game. So Christmas Day, we get a treat. We get Browns at Packers, and then we get Colts Cardinals as well. That's going to be a really fun day of football. And then the Packers host the Vikings, which appears to be a Sunday night football game, January 2nd. The Vikings are vying for a wild card spot right now as well. That's going to be a really tough game for Green Bay. So the stretch they're entering right now, you got at Baltimore, home against Cleveland on Christmas, home against Minnesota, Sunday night football. And then Packers last game of the year at Detroit. That should probably be a win. You never know, though. Division game against the Fighting Dan Campbell's. Dan Campbell always has a squad at least in it for the first quarter, it seems. So that is a tough schedule for Green Bay. I do see at least one loss in there. I'm not sure whether it's Baltimore, Minnesota, or Cleveland, but I do see one loss, which means the Bucs have to win out and they're the 1 seed. And the Bucs schedule goes as followed: home against the Saints Sunday night football. Then they're at Carolina on the day after Christmas, and that's a 1 o'clock Eastern time. Then they're at the Jets on January 2nd. That's 1 o'clock Eastern time. Then the end of the year, they're home against Carolina. Stunna. Could you see the Bucs running to the table, flipping the 1 seed in their favor, perhaps, and getting some help with the Green Bay loss, whether it's against Baltimore, Cleveland, Minnesota, or Detroit?
I don't really see either team losing, and I see us ending up with a 2 seed.
So you don't see us getting help. Again, Green Bay should win all those games, and Green Bay will be favored in all those games. But I do like our chances of them losing more than I like our chances of us losing more. I think Green Bay does face a little bit tougher competition, a little bit more fierce competition. So we'll see what ends up happening there. Who
Yes,
it's a
I,
one
I like
seed.
us to. I like us to. After this weekend, we really don't have any. The other 2 teams we play are in complete disarray. I'd like us to mop their butt off the field and get our backups in by halftime in all 3 of those last 3 games, and to get healthy for the playoffs. I think would be more advantageous than something that Green Bay is going to happen now. Just like New Orleans is our rival, Vikings are theirs. You never know what Cleveland team's going to show up. And I like I've said in the past, I'm not a real big, huge believer in Green Bay, but I think they still are the better team. And I think the other, even though our schedule's easier, their schedule's pretty easy as well. And I see us both winning out.
Yeah, that's probably going to end up what's happening. And if we do both end up winning out, the 2 seed is at least nice because you do end up getting home field for at least 2 playoff games, and you do end up playing, the 7 seed, and then you would still have home field against another low seed. So I think
Yeah,
that
the Niners worry me. The Niners worry me. I ain't gonna lie about it.
yeah, the Niners are they're worrisome. To me, they're the team. And my pops, he's watching right now. Shout out pops, but he's been saying all along the one team in the AFC you got to watch is the Colts. The one team in the NFC you got to watch is the 49ers. I think that those both hold true. I think 49ers are doing pretty dang well right now. And I think that the Bucs probably don't want to play them in round 1. Although I'd still like our chances, obviously, at home in Tampa. That's probably the one team you hope to avoid in that round 1. I see that both of those schedules turning out like you said, those stunning. So we're already down to the last 17 minutes or so. So we're gonna get Sunday night football score predictions in here, MVPs of the game coming up, and one big thing. Once again, we apologize to the fans out there. It does not, or the listeners. I don't really care if you call yourself fans or not, but we apologize to our listeners out there. You know, our guest fell through today, Dean Jensen. We were supposed to have Ryan Jensens' dad, still trying to figure out what went on with that. Hopefully everything's okay with Dean. Nonetheless, we apologize. Usually we set up our guests. This one wasn't set up through us, but nonetheless, that fell through. So, Stunna, Sunday Night Football score prediction, buddy. No one else from the crew gave it this week. Well, Cody is going to be at the game, so that's understandable. He's probably out in Tampa, half coherent right now. Cody, shout out to you. Hopefully you're having a good time with your family, my friend. Stunna, what say you for Sunday Night Football score prediction, Bucs Saints?
My score prediction is Bucs 30, Saints 20, and I'm using that score on purpose And I also want to say that with AB and Mike Edwards, I know I got cut off with my technology issues. I'm so proud of BA for taking up for these guys. They got railroaded by, basically out of control media with a agenda laden personal attack. And these gentlemen are heroes in the area and they need to be treated as such.
I agree. And do you see AB playing a big factor right away when he comes back, or do you see it taking a couple weeks of him getting his foot back into the door?
If you remember, the first time the Bucs won the Super Bowl is because our number 3 wide receiver was Joe Jaravikis, and he got those matchups like you saw against the Philadelphia in the NFC Championship game way back when. And I see AB having the same kind of role. I don't like anybody's third team DB or corner to hang with AB. AB going to route their butt. And we're going to need him down the stretch, man. I mean, not down the stretch with Carolina and the Jets, but we're going to need him in that playoff push. So right now it's all about the playoffs. It's been a long time in Bucs Nation when we can talk like this. And these are the best years to be a Bucs fan, honestly. When we got the greatest quarterback of all time, the greatest tight end of all time on our team, you would say that. And also like a lot of our other Hall of Fame type players like Ndamukong Suh and Mike Evans. And there's other type of people on our team right now that deserve a gold jacket. So right now it's a great time to be a Bucs fan. ICAB being a huge factor, and Mike Edwards, honestly, being a huge factor in the playoffs. And we just got to get by the Saints right now, and then it's a smooth sailing until we get that playoff push going.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head there with that gold jacket statement as well. I mean, one thing for the city of Tampa, ever since Bruce Arians has gotten here, it's been big domino after big domino. Bruce Arians was a huge head coach hiring. Then Ndamukong Suh wanted to play for him. We signed him to a 1-year deal. That speaks volumes that Suh is still here, because when we brought in Suh, a lot of people looked at it and said, why are we giving this guy this money? Why are we giving Suh a 1-year deal for this money? It was a franchise defensive run-stopping, altering move it ended up being. And now Suh's won a Super Bowl with us, and he continues to play his tail off, his ass off, and earn his spot in Canton even that much more. And then after that, offseason later, Tom Brady comes. Rob Gronkowski comes. Leonard Fournette comes. LaShawn McCoy comes. All these veterans start coming. Antonio Brown ends up joining. This year, Brashad Perriman comes back. It's been veteran after veteran. Gio Bernard joined in this year, too. We've been having all these veterans who've wanted to come and help us win football games, and it's been a great feeling. And we just got to keep it up. I think the Bucs do it this Sunday night. I think that all these veterans come together, realize the dues that need to be done. I think that the Bucs end up whomping the Saints Sunday. I just think it's due, brother. I think it's long overdue. I think we're absolutely going to kick the Saints' ass this Sunday. I got Bucs 45, Saints 17. I think that we come punch the Saints in the damn mouth. I know some people are saying they're nervous. I just think we absolutely roll these guys. Stunna, what was your score prediction again, so I could jot it down one more time?
30-20. You know that score. Now, I definitely think we got more to play for than the trash Saints organization. That's garbage anyway. And I also want to say, when we talked about veterans being added to the team and the leadership it brought, Jensen coming in had a big deal to do with that. And then moving Ali Marpet to left guard, where he played left tackle in college, more of a natural position for him. That kind of solidified our offensive line to give us a lot of leadership up there. And then I believe we drafted Cap the next season, or maybe even, that year. But we had a lot of issues on the O-line prior to that. Some of it has to do with the quarterback that we used to have. He used to hold the ball and turn the ball over all the time. But, when we got Jensen in here, it gave us some leadership up front. And it really made our team, respected on the offensive line. So you could also add Jensen's leadership to that as well. So, you got Jensen's leadership, you got the veterans that came in, you got the great drafting that we've done over the years. And now you have the fact that, Trash New Orleans is coming to town. Their fans are bailing on their trash organization because they're trash fan base anyway. And we're just excited to be Bucs fans, and this is our opportunity. Bucs win, New Orleans loss is the division. It's a T-shirt game. Get your T-shirts. I know I'm going to be buying mine at the team store come Monday. Represent in the Tampa area, let everyone know we run the South, not no trash Saints. We run the South, Tampa, Florida, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, man. Right when we win that division, I'm going on Fanatics. I don't give a damn. Christmas is coming up. I'm buying an NFC South championship T-shirt right when that comes out, right when that hits the store. I'm doing whatever it takes to get a hat, a shirt. Man, I might get the whole 9 yards. I might get every dang thing they got
Don't hold,
inside.
hold up now. You got to save some of that for the Super Bowl gear. You know that.
Yeah, I know that. I'm speaking out of my butt now. But, brother, since '07, 14 years since we've been able to call us division champions. That's literally like half my lifetime. So that's pretty absurd right there that it's taken that long. And honestly, we've had a Super Bowl more recent than a division championship. How insane is that? But like Stun has been saying, Jensen was a huge part of that veteran turnaround. He came prior Bruce Arians regime. You know who else did? He's off banged up now, but JPP was a big pillar in the turnaround as well. Jason Pierre-Paul is. We've had a secret special guest all episode. Stunna's daughter, as she's preparing for her volleyball, has been able to join us as well. So that's been pretty fun. But nonetheless, JPP's been extraordinary in his time in Tampa, although banged up. Would be a crazy one without JPP. Here
He's
we
still a hero. He's still a hero. JPP ain't never lost a playoff game. He still loves being a Buccaneer. He went to USF. He's a local kid, so he's still a big part of our fan base. Um, and I also want to say, man, my MVP pick for the game is going to be Jensen because I want to see, Cam the garbage man, um, number 94 for them. He's coming in. He's going to play this week, and he always talks trash about Jensen. And I hope Jensen pancakes him a good 2-3 times. It's time for our O-line to bring these boys to the Waffle House. No one has had their way. Of course, they always have the refs in their back pocket because they're a scumbag organization and a bunch of cheaters. But it's going to be nice to get them right and to show them that we are Tampa Bay. We're the world champs. We got the Super Bowl last year. We go for the Super Bowl this year, and they can have fun in the basement behind Atlanta.
Yeah, and if they lose, that's exactly where they'll end up in the basement most likely. And Pops puts his prediction in here too, so we do get three predictions in this one. Pop says 34-17 Tampa, so we're all right in a row here, kind of. We got Stunna with 30-20 Tampa. We got me with 45-17 Tampa. We got Pops with 34-17. Maybe Pops will give us his MVP prediction. Stunna gave us his. His is Ryan Jensen. I'm going with, and yeah, Cam Jordan is back too. Cam Jordan was on the COVID list. He's been having an awful year for the Saints. They
Can't
chose the wrong
stand them.
guy. I can't stand him either. He's a loudmouth punk. They chose the wrong guy to keep with him there. They could have chose Trey Hendrickson. Instead, Hendrickson went to Cincinnati, and Hendrickson's one of the best pass rushers in the AFC now. So that just goes to show. Everyone always says Sean Payton in the Saints front office does wonders. Well, I'll tell you what. They let go of Trey Hendrickson, who's one of the best pass rushers in the business now, and they cut Latavius Murray right before the season started. They didn't have a plan at backup running back. Alvin Kamara went down this year. Now they had to waste a draft pick trading for Mark Ingram, who's unhealthy himself right now. So they could have Latavius Murray.
They
Never had
spent
that.
2 first-round picks on Davenport. They drafted Ruiz. They're not a great front office. They just got lucky, drafted some Florida boys in there. They got, they've been a product of Drew Brees carrying water for that ship. Drew Brees is retired, and so was the mojo of the New Orleans trash-made Saints.
And I can't wait because Drew Brees will be part of that pregame, and he'll be on the field tomorrow and whatnot. Him and his toupee, his new looking hairstyle. Guy must have got out of retirement, made some money, and bought some hair with it. So he'll be out there tomorrow. I can't stand him, although he was a heck of a quarterback. I just cannot stand him and that franchise. Pops is MVP. Devin White, I think that's a good pick. Devin White, a Louisiana guy, is going to look to show out against the Saints. And remember, this is the same fan base who has ridiculed Devin White since we played the Saints last. The Saints fans have been calling Devin White a cheater, an injury guy. He meant to injure Jameis. No, he didn't, dummy. They're friends in real life, first of all, dummy.
First of all, Jameis trying to do his Michael Vick impression. You're not a scrambler. Sit back in the pocket and throw the ball. That's what your strength is. Quit trying to go out there and imitate Michael Vick. You got hurt because you're too awful and goofy to be running the ball like that. You should have just stuck to your strengths. Once again, getting bad advice. The first time he took off, the coach should have said, "Nice run. Now slide next time." He didn't listen. He got hurt because he's not a scrambler. He's not built like a running back, like some of these scrambling quarterbacks, like the one we just played from the Bills, who is a scrambler and still got banged up and put his foot in the boot because he took that varsity lick when he tried to run outside the pocket. Now, we're not worried about them talking about our you know what I'm saying, talking about Devin White. Quan Alexander, when he was with the Niners, got a personal foul and got kicked out of the game. Yet Quan Alexander playing for the Saints now. You don't hear them saying nothing about Quan Alexander. Oh, he's a dirty player. No, he's a dirty player, but he plays for you. You like that. They just some haters. They mad that we got Devin White. They mad that they can't draft nobody from New Orleans. I mean, from LSU. That's their fault. Their scouting department trash. Our organization championship. They need to get out of their little feelings. They need to quit trying to head on Devin White. Devin White ain't worried about this. Sorry ass Saints fans. Excuse my language today. I get emotional because I can't stand them. Yeah, tell me about it. And, we're not worried about what they think about Devin White. Devin White's a hero. Devin White's a Super Bowl champion. Devin White ain't worried about no sorry Saints fans or organization talking that junk. They want to talk junk on Twitter. Boo, hoo, hoo. You got dirty players. Y'all been playing dirty ball against us for years. For years. Y'all been trying to hurt our players for years. Y'all been putting our players on IR for years. Ain't nobody worried about what you think because of one game because you got the fake Michael Vick trying to run the ball.
And amen, brother. I can't say much better than that. And they're the ones who got caught doing the bounty gate. Let's not forget, they're the ones who ultimately got caught with that, not us, them. So my MVP.
But they kept doing it. They kept doing it. It wasn't like they stopped doing bounty gate. They just got caught. Payton sat out of the season. Once again, we talked about earlier him missing the game. He got caught doing that. So it is what it is, man. They're a trash organization. They always play dirty pool, and that's what they get. You get going here.
Yeah, they always play dirty indeed. They're always hand grabbing. Charlie Gardner-Johnson's a total jackass too, part of my French. But you've seen a couple Bears players take jabs at him. A couple Bears players went at it with Charlie Gardner-Johnson. So we got Stunna had Ryan Jensen, Pops had Devin White. And like Stunna said, Devin White's a good one. A, he's a Louisiana guy. B, it's a scrambling quarterback. So between Devin White, Levante David, you're going to have these guys step up. Like, look at Josh Allen last week. He took off a ton, okay? He ended up getting hurt. Jameis tried to run in the first game. He ended up getting hurt. Taysom Hill's already banged up a little bit, but you know he's going to try to run because that's about all he could do is try and run the football. He's not too good of a thrower. So you know the run's coming. You know Devin White and Levante David.
Saturday is what it said on the sign.
It's going to have to play a big factor
and I cashed.
in that. But, yeah, he'll play a big factor into that. My MVP of the game is going to be Ndamukong Suh. They have Alvin Kamara. Kamara is effective, obviously, and Kamara's their best player. And Ndamukong Suh's been hot lately. And I think he keeps it up with a huge game.
Take that bag and throw your receipt.
I think he's gonna clog the middle there for the Bucs. Run game, run defense, I should say. One guy that the Bucs need more from is Bradley Pinion, their punter. I love Bradley Pinion. I'm a big Pinion guy, but he just hasn't been that great this year. I'd like to see more out of him. Bucs did bring in a practice squad punter.
I think he did all right against the Bills, though.
Yeah, that is true. He didn't do too bad against Buffalo. I just seen a stat of his average. But the thing with punt average, I guess it could be interesting because if you're on one side of the field, it's going to look a little skewed and whatnot. So that's interesting. But I'm going with Suh. So we got Devin White, Jensen, and Suh as MVPs. Stunna, what's your one big thing to watch for on Sunday as we log off here, sir? Stunna, one big thing for Sunday as we log off.
Mike. The mic.
Your mic. All right, we'll see what's going on there with Stunna, but we'll try and get his one big thing for Sunday as we log off here. My one big thing to watch for on Sunday, I think, like I said, the three big salami coming in. Winning the division since '07, check. Beating the Saints regular season since 2018, check. It's been 14 years since we won our division. It's been almost 4 years since we beat the Saints in the regular season. Both of those things are going to come to an end this Sunday. And our primetime, quote unquote, primetime struggles, those aren't going to be here this Sunday, or struggles against
Let me get my
scrammy
fucking.
QBs. So I think, we're going to get it done. I think we're going to have a little check mark to work with on Sunday. I think that you're going to be able to get your Fanatic Scare, your NFC South Championship t-shirts. I think that you're going to be able to get your NFC South Championship hats. I think that you're going to be able to get your NFC South Champion socks, all that good stuff for the first time since '07. You don't want to miss it. Sunday Night Football, folks. Last primetime game of the year until the playoffs scheduled right now. So that's that. It's been a great episode of the Buccateers here. We have ran 46 minutes. Thanks to Ann Chamberlain for chatting with us. Thanks for Pops to watching, giving his score prediction, MVP of the game predictions. Shout out to Bucs Life Media for being our Facebook source as always. Shout out to Buccateers Twitter and YouTube interactions for keeping this thing alive and well. Programming update. Our affiliates, Armchair Quarterbacks, had a college bowl special that dropped today with some good things in it. That's available at Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube. And then this coming Thursday, Armchair Quarterbacks will be doing a live broadcast. McGee and I will be bringing you guys 49ers Titans. That should be a fun one. And then as far as the Buccateers goes, we'll be bringing you a Christmas special coming this week as well to bring you what happened during today's game for Bucs Saints, or tomorrow's game, I should say. I'm sorry, for Bucs Saints, and a little Christmas fun there. So we'll see what happens. Let's see if we could get Stunna's last thoughts here. Stunna, last thoughts before we close this thing out. As I don't know if we'll get Stunna's last thoughts here. Stunna, Cleveland me commented, go Bucs, Bucs
I'm here.
27, Saints. Stunna, what's your last words here? Cleveland me did say 27-19 Bucs. So we got four predictions here. We got 30-20 Bucs, 45-17 Bucs, 27-19 Bucs, and then 45-17 Bucs. Oof. I don't know if that's good or bad. We need a Rich Eisen lone wolf out there somewhere. Stunna, what say you? What's your one big thing and walk off for this game on Sunday, sir?
I'm interested to see how we play against a mobile quarterback, if our defense is going to show up and top the run like we used to, and if our offense is finally going to come out here and pimp slap this defense, which we have yet to do. Last year we beat the Saints. That was our catapult for the Super Bowl run. I expect the same thing to happen this year, and that's what I'm hoping will happen as well. Last but not least, it's a beautiful sunny day right here in Tampa, Florida. Y'all need to come on down and visit in the month of December because it's been a hot one, and I'm sure it's snowing where you're at. Love my Bucs. Love my Buccaneer fans. Love my Buccateer podcast listeners. And we're going to keep getting more and more guests on here in the coming months because we're going to make our way into the Super Bowl once again. Go Bucs.
Yeah, we talked to our friend Anthony Gator, former Bucs defensive back. He's going to be joining the show in the coming weeks. Be on the lookout for some other fantastic guests as well. We're going to be trying to get some of the OGs back on, such as, some good guys, maybe our Sports Illustrated friends or, our Pewter Report friends. We're going to try and get some of these guys over here as well. We'll see how that goes. We continue to keep making moves. We continue to keep having guests. Sorry for the one that fell through today. We hope everything is going on okay with Dean. Once again, sorry that fell through, but still
It's just a bump in the road. We'll have him next time.
Yeah, we'll have Dean back. No worries at all. That happens. And just a little bit of a side note as well. Whoever did watch that Thursday night football game, Donald Parham Jr., the guy who suffered a very scary injury in the first period of that game, he's out of the hospital now. He put on his story, I'm all good, everybody. Can't nothing hold a real one down, but I appreciate all the love and support from everyone. It means so much to me and my family to know so many people are thinking about me being well. So, guys, NFL fans, enjoy this weekend. We got a fun one all of a sudden. Thursday night football was a good game. God bless Donald Parham Jr. Today we got Colts Patriots playoff preview. Tomorrow we got Bucs Saints and Sunday night football. We got Monday night doubleheader now. We got Tuesday doubleheader now. So from now until Tuesday, we got playoff football type matchups happening all around the NFL. You got Atlanta, San Fran, you got Bucs Saints, you got a whole bunch of things, which is just awesome. He was Stunna. I was Tampa Tones. Hopefully we could have Dean down the road. We're going to have other great guests here in the near future. Shout out to Pops, Cleveland, me, and Chamberlain for commenting as well. It's been a fun episode of the Buccateers podcast on the special Saturday edition. Like I said, the next one we bring you will be our Christmas show, our Christmas episode. Maybe a couple giveaways in that one during the given season. We got a couple cards or memorabilia or things of that nature to bring on as well. So we'll see what happens. McGee commented. Shout out to Mac McGee for commenting one way or another. But that has been the Buccateers, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks, McGee, for the late comment. I'm Tones. That was Stunna. And that's been the Buccateers this evening. For now, adios.